The Alpha Sessions live on Radio Brockley.
Hello, yeah, this is the Alpha Sessions live. I'm Emma and I'm here with Vin Goodwin. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for coming into the studio.
I'm very excited to be here.
I feel like this has been a really, really, really long time coming.
Yeah, this is like the legendary sort of corner that I see in photos, and I'm here finally. I'm a bit starstruck.
So we go to your music nights quite often.
Yes, you
Famous
do.
ones.
VIP guest you are.
It's a VIP night, so there you go.
Oh, shucks.
So yeah, so we obviously know a lot of missing. Well, you seem to be the missing link. There's a lot of like common artists that we both know that we have in common, and often your name comes up when we're chatting with other artists.
Oh,
so
I know. I've noticed that.
it's
Actually,
nice
it's really
to get you
lovely.
in.
This is the whole point of my job, really, is to sort of send people off to other places and play and be featured and stuff. It's great. I feel really proud of everything we kind of do as a sort of big team, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
So obviously you do this amazing night, but I'm assuming the music stuff came first.
No, actually, well,
Oh, really?
kind of. It's a bit strange actually, because I started. I've got an artist that I've liked since I was about 17 called Judy Sook, and I happened to meet her at a gig at some point, and she asked me. She said, "Are you doing anything creative?" And I thought, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm not playing the piano. I'm not painting. I'm not doing all of the things that I used to.
Because you don't want to, or because you don't know how? Or?
I just forgot. I was just doing my day job, and I just wasn't doing anything. And so I decided. I bought myself a piano, and I went out there, and then I put on a show for her 30th anniversary for her first album.
Oh, wow.
And no one else was doing anything, so I said, can I put on a show? And I did it at the Bedford, and I think it was like 19 acts singing. Each singing one of her songs. We had video messages from America. I hosted it. I tried to get some famous people to host it, and they were a bit unreliable. So I just thought, I'll just do it myself. Wow. And then I started hosting from there. So actually, that kind of came first, and then it allowed me to run my own night, and it allowed me to book myself for gigs because no one else would.
So it's kind of been quite recent.
Not well. I say recent.
Fairly recent.
It's fairly recent. I came to it late in life.
Okay.
I always call it my midlife crisis. And it's still going on. I didn't buy my piano until I was like 39. And I did my first gig at my 40th birthday.
Was it your 40th birthday?
It was quite a while ago, yeah. I've reached another landmark birthday since then.
Really?
Don't mention it, though.
You definitely don't look it.
No one's listening or watching online or anything like that. No one will find out how old I am, will they?
We're actually Facebook living, so...
Oh, no! Damn it, my husband will find out how old I am now. God damn it.
I've actually got so much to ask you, so I'm just going to hit with loads of questions.
Quick fire round.
Okay, so process in terms of, well, your songs, but specifically musicals. You have started to write a musical, which you are midway through?
Well, no, I've actually, in 2017, January, someone asked me to... came to a gig and said you should write a musical because your songs have got narrative and emotion in them, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So that was in January 2017. By April, I had the first draft done. And, of course, it's changed about 1 million times since then. But essentially, I had the story. It sort of came out of me like a sort of flow while I was on the tube, actually scribbling a notepad. And, so I've had the story, and it's just evolving, and that's what happens. Musicals aren't written, they're rewritten, I've been told, and they're so true. And it's like a few years down the line now. But apparently, average time's about 5 years to get it onto stage.
Wow, I had no idea.
I know, I'm so impatient, I just want it to happen. But actually, they need to gestate.
Is that because you just keep tinkering with it?
Yeah, because you need to make sure that the story works, and you need to test it with audiences, which we've done, and we've had read-throughs, and then I've got a co-writer now who's come in with loads of new ideas, which are brilliant, and we have to take big things out, put new things in. Yeah. It's a really complicated... It's much harder than just writing a play. No.
Did you know what that process was?
I had no idea. I didn't know anything about theatre. I just wander around sort of wide-eyed in sort of theatre events, being introduced to people as a writer of a musical, and I was like, oh, hi. And people say what it's about, and I say, oh, it's... And I haven't got my elevator pitch prepared. I'm just a real novice, but you know what? I think that's worked in my favour. Yeah. In that I haven't got a clue what the process is, so I'm just doing it. You're and I'm going fearless. For it. Yeah. And I did a workshop, and I got the most amazing actors. I asked everyone. I asked Julie Walters to do it. I asked all these because I thought, why not? And I got some amazing actors who even the director was saying, I can't believe that Claire Burt's is massive in musical theatre. Yeah. And she did something called London Road, which was pretty amazing with Olivia Colman. Anyway, and she's amazing. And she said, yeah, I'll do it. And so she came in, and she was fantastic. She played the mother in my play. But and if you don't ask, you don't get. And I didn't have that fear, so I just went with it.
Oh, I think that's amazing. Have you already performed it?
Yeah, we had 2 performances a year ago. So, it's about roughly the anniversary now of the first workshop. So I tried to get money through the Arts Council. I didn't succeed. So I just thought, I'm just going to do a crowdfund and see if I can get £1,000 or something to help.
Yep.
And I ended up raising £10,100.
That's incredible.
Which meant I could pay the actors proper pay.
Yeah.
I could feed them. We could do programmes and all sorts of stuff. And I had a band of 5, 5-piece band, cast of 8, a director, a producer, a musical director. It was like proper. And it was at the H Club, and we did 2 performances, and it was amazing. I was at the back, and I was almost weeping. Aww. And it was like, these actors just take it on board. The actors are amazing at just bringing things to life. It's such a brilliant experience to go through, and very proud of it so far.
But
be in the West End soon. Yeah.
So we're going to give it another 3 years.
Oh, hopefully not. No. I want to try and get it on stage in some form, maybe outside London, because it's set in the north, maybe up there, and I want to do that next year. That's what I'm aiming for. I've got a brilliant producer called Heather, and she's going to kick me up the butt and get things.
Do you almost have people showing you how to do it as it goes?
No, I learn, just people tell me little snippets, and everyone's got a bit of advice, and everyone's got feedback and stuff, and some people like bits of it and some people don't like others, and I just absorb it all, and then we try and sort it out. And I've got a co-writer who's a brilliant writer called Louise Rowland, she just knows what she's doing. She went to Cambridge, and she did English. She's a proper writer, and she's written a novel, so she's on it, and she loves the story, and she's helping me out massively. It's like my brain's exploding with ideas now.
Without giving away any spoilers, can we roughly know what it's about?
Yeah, it's a story of a man from the 1950s up to the more present day. And that's me starting. That's not the first tune, by the way. That's just me hitting the keys. It's about his life, and he's a very ordinary, down to earth, quite a shy man. But actually, the whole play is going through time and unravelling his life and showing you how extraordinary it is, really, and how extraordinary he is and the people around him, these amazing characters around him who've, we just live an ordinary life. And the whole idea for me is that you don't have to write musicals about kings and queens and famous people all the time. Actually, just the very down-to-earth ordinary is an important life to tell. It's an important story to tell, I think. That's it.
I feel like this would be a good moment to maybe start with a song.
Yeah, okay.
That's all right.
I can play one from the show if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Shall I tell you a little bit about the song? I'll try and make it brief. By the way,
this is so
I'm
funny.
sat on a pile of books, and we've got the Chronicle of the 20th Century, and we've got the Encyclopedia of Albums and the Encyclopedia of Singles, which I'm sat on, because the piano stand was too high and we couldn't work out how to lower it.
So if you random hear turnings of pages, then
I'm quite
that's
liking
what it
it,
is.
actually. If you hear a rustle, it's the books. I'm quite liking it. I might do this all the time now. So I might nick these books off you if that's okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
go
Ron.
for it.
This song is actually sung by the mother, who I was just telling you about. Claire Burt played it in the performance that we did, and it's the mother looking back on her life, and basically when she was young, and it's about getting old and thinking about what you were like then and what you're like now, and it's called Once a Dancer. I stand here in the middle of the street, wondering what you're thinking as you stare at me. Maybe you'd see me if only the sun had shone. I look away, I look again, you're gone. Once a dancer, lover of the night, but that was way back when. Once a dancer, turning in the light, let me dance again. I miss you, though we never spoke. Maybe if you'd said hello, the spell would have been broken. When I close my eyes, there remained your smile. It's like you know me on the inside. Once a dancer, lover of the night, that was way back when. Once a dancer, turning in the light. Let me dance again. Nothing but air above, the earth beneath my feet. My fingers touching the stars. And between us electricity. Our synchronizing hearts. Once a dancer, lover of the night, but that was way back when. Once a dancer, turning in the light. Let me dance again. Let me dance again.
We've got some people that are upstairs that are just listening, so that's the clapping from them.
Hi, upstairs people. I love a bit of good clapping.
Yeah, this is the conversation we had with Melissa earlier. Ray Kelly, by the way, do you know Ray Kelly?
No.
Oh, well, she says, I already love this guy. Look forward to the musical. Best of luck.
Awesome.
She's another artist that we've had on our show, which is why I think I assumed that
Hi,
you
Ray.
knew them.
Maybe I do know Ray Kelly then. I'm really bad with names.
That's
Sorry.
right. I'll show you a picture of her later.
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Cool.
Hi, Ray. I love you.
She loves you too.
That's so lovely.
So in terms of musicals, and I've always found this really interesting because there's obviously the actors and the writer and the director, but there's obviously a load of other people behind the scenes that you don't even get to see or know about.
Yeah.
That you probably have involved in your writing or your process. How many are there?
Well, to be honest, I've kind of said them all. It's mostly been me, to be honest.
Okay.
And most people write a musical, and someone will do the book, which is the story bit.
Yeah.
And someone will do the lyrics, and someone will do the music. And I took it upon myself because I didn't really know what I was doing. I just thought I'm going to do it all. So so you could call me kind of a control freak, but I kind of wanted to own this whole thing, and it was very personal and all that sort of stuff. But apart from that, I did it all myself. And apart from the director, who's also what they call a dramaturg, who's somebody who just says, you could do this, and he looks through the story and picks through and gives you amazing ideas.
Yeah. And
he also is the director, Adam Lenson, and he's brilliant. He's done loads of stuff in the West End, and he's a big champion for new British musical, which is new and different and not all of the same old sort of formulaic things. So he's very much challenging the whole perception of what musical theatre is about, because it's got, some people think, oh, I don't like musical theatre.
Yeah.
But, it's like saying I don't like film, or I don't like, books. You like some and you don't like others.
Yeah.
So he's challenging that. Anyway, so he's behind that, and he's basically been a really big driving force. And then Heather Allen is a producer who basically just organises me and does spreadsheets and tells me, get on with it.
Yeah. Kind of like a manager.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
I would have probably just crumpled into a heap without her organising, because it was so much to take on.
Was it quite overwhelming? It
is quite overwhelming, because when all actors are coming together and you're trying to cast it, I ended up casting it myself as well. I was just phoning up agents left, right and centre.
Wow.
So I did all that. She sorted out contracts and stuff. I wouldn't have been able to do all that. I just didn't have time, because I've got a day job as well. As you know, it's very difficult to try and do all these things and to try and earn money and to try and get the mortgage paid. So there's producer and the director. They were the main people in it. And then, of course, you have to get the musical director on board. And she was someone called Tamara Saringer, who was just incredible. She taught a cast of 8 all of the songs in about a day. And they all came back and sang it like they've been singing it all their lives. And to hear someone else singing your songs...
Is that really weird?
Do you know what? I was thinking it's going to be a bit weird, but it was just so lovely to hear somebody who can sing much better than you doing it. It's just great. I'm not having the stress of performing. It was brilliant. But yeah, so basically this is quite a small team. And somebody called Natalie Walker also did loads of stuff with the programme and bossing me around and making sure I was in the right place. And she did the stage managing at the time for the performance. It was great.
Did it, because we chatted earlier about you not doing creative stuff and then suddenly doing loads of creative stuff. Yeah. Did this kind of force you to be even more creative than you set out to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I think once you open that floodgate of doing something creative, and I wrote one song, I was whinging to my piano tuner and saying, I'd really like to write a song. And this was like in the early days. And he said, oh, just get on with it. And he told me, and I thought, all right then. And since then, it's like all comes out of you. I mean, I'm not prolific. It's not like I write a song a day like some of the guys that you have. Yeah. But Yeah, it's funny. And then when I started writing the musical, I started thinking of other ideas that I could write for plays or other songs, and it also brought out the creativity and a reason to write songs.
Do you think you'd rather go that way than do something like release an EP or an album? Or...
Oh no, I like to do that as well. I'm doing that as well. So I've got another song which I probably will play today if I get a chance, which is one that I'm going to record with Luke, who's the sound guy.
Oh yeah, cool.
At the H Club where I run Vin's Night In. And so he's going to do it with two other friends, Adam and Chris, who are going to help produce it. So it's great, and they're brilliant musicians as well.
Yeah.
So that's got to tick over as well. But every time I write a song, it ends up in the musical. So it ends up, but this one isn't. This one's a new one.
Shall we play another song? Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
I know I can talk for England, can't I?
I can talk for England too. I think we're going to talk for England.
Are you ready for the 4-hour marathon?
Yeah.
It's like children in need. This one is called So Near the Stars, and I wrote this many, many years ago, but then I worked with Jamie Lawson on it. I said, Jamie, will you help me turn this song into something much better? And we sat in my shed. And is
that your recording studio?
Yeah, I call it my shedudio because it's like a shed and a studio, and it's at the end of my garden.
Is it as DIY and as Lily Agnes's?
It's it is, but actually it's not as fancy as hers. I don't think. I don't have fairy lights.
Fair, but you have got cushions from your sofa.
I've got sofas. I've got everything. It's where everything gets dumped in the house because you can't be bothered to go to the loft. So just put it in the shed. And it's called So Near the Stars. Look out the window, the earth below. Through eyes my mother gave me, beauty to hold. Life goes so fast. I never thought I'd make it up here, so near the stars. It's easy to keep breathing, the hardest part is leaving. And tell me you believe in me. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. Drifting over, turning slow. Night shadow creeping over the fading glow. Here in my private silence, heart beats its last. In, out, and so life passed. It's easy to keep breathing, the hardest part is leaving. And tell me you believe in me. Oh, I believe in you. I believe in you. Wherever you are, I'm so near the stars. I believe in you. I believe in you. I'm older, feeling colder now. Far away, so far away from your love. I believe in you. Oh, I believe in you. Wherever you are, so near the stars, I believe in you. Oh, I believe in you. Wherever you are, I'm so near the stars, so near the stars, so near the stars. Thank you very much. I can see lots of people clapping through a window.
Yeah, loads, right?
Suddenly you get very self-conscious.
So Vin's Night In.
Yeah.
How did you make that a thing?
I was hosting at the Bedford down in Balham, brilliant venue.
Yeah.
And because I was hosting, I just said, look, can I put on my own night one night? And they said, yeah. And I thought, I've got to do something different.
Yeah.
And I've got this old picture of my gran.
Which we found out last night were actually your gran.
She's
I thought they
actually
were
my gran.
random
No,
pictures that you took of Lion.
No, actually my two gran, my mum's mum and my dad's mum.
Amazing.
And the one on the right is the one that started it all, really. There's a picture of her sat in the corner with a cup of tea with her little sort of fluffy slippers on and all the Christmas presents around her. It was at Christmas and I vaguely remember it. And there's like a Scrabble game and Play-Doh and a paint set and they're all my Christmas presents.
Wow.
And I thought I just captures this sort of vibe and I just thought I'm just going to recreate that. So I put up this tacky wallpaper. Judy Suit gave me 3 flying ducks because I was looking for them, and the ones you buy in the shop are too heavy, so they kept falling down. So she gave me some flying ducks that she had in her loft. And I used to have a lamp, and I had a TV screen with lots of old vintage stuff going on. So I had so much set; it was ridiculous. There was too much to carry around, but and so it turned the Bedford into this sort of, you know, Tony Moore said, oh, it's like my bedroom when I was a kid, kind of thing. And and that was it, really. And it was just to create a bit of a vibe. And I put sweets on the table. Actually, what I used to do is cheese and pineapple on sticks, stuck in half a potato.
Amazing.
And I used to spend the whole day chopping up cheese, putting pickled onions. My fingers would stink of pickled onions by the time I got there. Everyone's going, oh, what is that whiff? I had to stop doing that because I think there's a sort of health and safety issue around. Manhandling cheddar.
And potatoes.
People used to look at it and go, who's touched this? And so I just went to sweets instead.
Fair enough. And so, because we first saw you, I think, at St James's.
Oh, St James Theatre, yeah. It's now called the Other Palace.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Weirdly, the new home of musical theatre, by the way.
So we came there to see Carrie Harbour at the time.
Ah, yes.
And we thought, oh, this is weird. It's like being in this guy's living room.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They kind of poached me from the Bedford. And,
okay.
And they just opened.
Yeah.
And so they just said, oh, will you run Vin's Not In Here? And I loved it there because they had a Steinway piano on the stage. And
it was beautiful.
Really nice.
Yeah.
And because the Bedford's been done up now and it's got really nice toilets, but then it didn't. And it was so nice to go somewhere with nice toilets. That was the main feedback we got was, oh, nicer toilets. But I still carried on doing it at the Bedford as well, so they were running at both. So it was a great venue.
How did you end up at the H Club?
Well, I was doing the Vin's Not In at St James Theatre, as it was then, and this woman came up to me. It's very glamorous, and she walked up and shoved a card in my face and said, I'm from the Hospital Club.
Yeah.
We think our members would love this. Will you do it at the Hospital Club? And I said, let me think about that. Yes. And I've been doing it ever since.
Oh,
and
wow.
so it's basically they'd opened this new venue up there that used to be the recording studios for Radiohead used to record there up on the top floor where
amazing.
well you know the venue.
Yeah.
And they turned it into a venue so it was more accessible to more members.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was the opening week. So I think we were one of the first live shows.
So you've always pretty much been a thing there, really.
I have been a thing. I'm the operations manager says I'm part of the furniture.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. one of the broken old chairs somewhere in a cupboard. So I've been there ever since that actual venue opened at the top.
So how does your artist selection process work? Like, what is it that makes you pick artists?
I'm going to come up with something really scientific.
Go on.
I haven't got anything scientific because I pick people I like or I know, and also that I know that the audience is like. Sometimes I go on recommendations of people I trust.
Yep.
I tend to avoid those. I want to make sure that I like them and I've heard them firsthand, kind of thing.
So if people that are listening that are up and coming artists that want to be part of Vin's Night In, what can they do?
They can email me on vinsnightin@gmail.com, and don't just email me and say, hi, I'd like to do a gig. Send me something to go on. Okay. And do you know what? If they haven't got any fancy video, I don't like fancy videos. I quite like seeing phone footage of people playing.
So you
in a
singing in
venue.
your bedroom?
Yeah, or even singing in your bedroom. So I can hear actually what someone sounds like. And I know they'll sound a million times better when they've got proper monitoring and all of that. But I just need to know, because sometimes you can get these mixed and sort of fancified live videos that in inverted commas. Yeah. And I think, well, I don't know whether that's going to be the real thing. And so I quite like a rough video. Someone has sent me, here's me playing on my bed and on my, and I said, yeah, no, you're great. Yeah, come in and do it. Oh, cool. And I picked buskers. I've got a busker coming to my Sunday show next week. Good. Who I walked past him a few times and I said, do you want to play? And he went, yeah, okay. And the other way to get it, I do get a lot of emails, and the other way to do it, and I'm sure Two Ways Home have done this, they're in there, I can see them, and they email at just the right moment and say, hi Vin, have you got any gigs coming up? And I've got a slot, and I'm actually looking at the lineup, and I go, yes, I have. And occasionally it works out like that. So it's always good to pester me a little bit, but not to the point where I want to hide.
So a little poke.
Yeah.
Okay. Final question, and it's a bit of a big
Final?
one. Yes, sorry, I've been told I have to
No.
hurry up.
Oh,
And also, obviously, we want to get your last song in. Any advice or any tips on up-and-coming artists that we need to watch out for?
well, you've had what? Well, Two Ways Home, of course.
So I feel like I put you in a really difficult position.
I know, it's like you were asking Lily, you said, what's your favourite gig? And I was just there looking at her going, and she said, oh, of course it's Vin's Not In. Yeah, no pressure. Lily Agnes, actually.
Yeah.
I think she's brilliant. And of course, Natalie Shea, who you had before that.
Yeah.
And these have all played at Vin's Not In. Who else? Louis Dunford is just a genius.
That
And
name sounds really familiar.
Louis Dunford, if you haven't seen him, you've got to
Has
see
he played
him.
your gig?
He's played a few times,
yeah.
actually. And he played the September one, the 9th anniversary of Vin's Not In.
Yeah.
He is a genius. He can make you pee yourself laugh. And he's like, oh my God, this is the most hilarious thing. And he sort of sings about his generation growing up in London. And then the next thing, you're weeping. It's just, he just has this amazing ability to just pull the audience in. Everyone loves him. He's amazing.
And Tommy Ashby.
Tommy Ashby,
But
yeah.
I'm answering this question now.
There's so many now because
Yeah.
I could literally just go through all my Vin's Not In people and think all of them because they're all amazing. Because I don't pick rubbish people.
No, you don't.
No.
No, never.
No.
In the same way that we don't pick rubbish people.
Exactly. We're akin.
Yes.
We're one of a kind.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
It's over so fast.
It's over so fast. We could chat about this all day, I think.
We could.
Which we
I
probably
know.
will do off air.
Someone asked me to do a vlog with them once, and we were there for 8 hours with footage. And he said, I've got about 4 days worth of. Anyway, it was really funny. So.
And thank you for sitting on books. We couldn't find a cushion.
I love these books. I want them in my life.
So your final song, what are you going to end with?
I think I'm going to play my newest one.
Okay.
And I say it's my new song, but I have played it in various different formats at different gigs just to test it out.
Cool.
But this is the one that I'm hopefully going to record.
Amazing.
And I'm hoping it's not going to go horribly wrong. I've had a cold all week, so I'm just...
But you've got honey and lemon now, so you're all
I've
right.
got honey and lemon. I've got a pile of books to sit on. A piano that's really high up.
And a Radio Brockley mug.
Yeah. I have. I've got the Radio Brockley mug and I forgot to bring it with me to show it off on camera. I will, though. I'll Instagram myself with it.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming in. It's been a pleasure.
Now I'm suddenly nervous at playing my last song.
Don't be nervous.
Okay, I haven't even got a name for this song.
The song with no name.
All My Love. You can sing along. Sing along, Ron. To the chorus. You just have to know All My Love. That's all you need to know. Looking back without sadness, see the future without fear. Lay down close here in my bed. I am here with you now. Here with you now. I'll give you all my love. I'll give you all my love. I'll give you all my love. Suns rise in silence. I've held you for 1,000 years. For now, down into my depths, I am here with you now. Here with you now. I'll give you all my love. 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 I feel your tears fall on my skin. I am here with you now. I'll give you all my love. 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 Amazing. Backing vocals, it was almost drowning in sound, like a wall of sound.